Hi there, it's Carol with Carolbcrafts. Today we'll be making this adorable little Valentine's Day card. It's project number 4 in my Lots of Heart Create Kit. Check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, to see what current Create Kit I'm offering. Now I'll be giving the dimensions as we go along so that you can make this adorable card with us. So let's get started making our card. So this is what I have left from my kit, and let's see, we're going to need, I'm looking at my PDF, we're going to need some blushing brides, so I'll pull that out. I think we're going to use all the colors in this card. We'll need some real red, and we're going to need some Bermuda Bay and some Whisper White, and then the DSP we're going to use, mine's already cut, but yours will be a 6x6. So there's a story behind that, but you don't want to know. Okay, so then there's also Daffodil Delight. Gosh, we got lots to play with today. So I always like to start out with my cutting. And I've got my trimmer. So Blushing Bride, we need a card base of a Blushing Bride. So we're going to go ahead and take our large piece of Blushing Bride and cut it at 5.5 in half. That's my scoring tool there. So this is going to be my 8.5 by 5.5 card base. And then what else do we need? Blushing Bride. 2 5/8 by 5/8. That's just just the background of this right here. And I actually found a little piece here, so I'm going to do 2 5/8, like half 5/8, and then I'm going to use this side here to measure my 5/8. I just find that's easier when I use that side. Okay, so I have my 2 5/8 by 5/8. And what else? 1 3 by 3. So I'm going to do 3 by 3. Okay, so my 3 by 3. Now we're going to move on to our real red. Real red, we're going to need one panel that is 4 by 5.25. I don't know if this is 4. That's not quite 4. So we'll take our, oh, we got more Bermuda Bay down there. All right, so we're going to cut this in half at 5.5. That's what I always try to tell you to do to conserve your cardstock. And then 4 by 5.25. Okay, so we have our red panel, 4 by 5.25. Now we need a 3 by 3. I think we can get that out of this. 3 by 3. And then we need a 2 by 5.25. And I'm sure we can get that out of here. So 2 by 5.25. All right, is that our red? Yes, that's our red. Moving on to Bermuda Bay. It's so handy to have that PDF there for us. Bermuda Bay is 2 3/8 by 5.25. Nope, that's not enough. So 2 3/8. 1 2 3 5/8 by 5 1/4. And then what else? 1 7/8 by 5 1/2. 1 7/8 by 5 1/2, which this is 5 1/2, so that works. And then a 3 by 3, and that's not 3, so 3 by 3. Whoops. 3 by 3. All right, that's our Bermuda Bay Daffodil Delight. We need one that is 1 7/8 by 5 1/2. So is this 5 1/2? Yep, so 1 7/8, 1 7/8 by 5 1/2, and then one that's 3 by 3. So 3 by 3. A lot of cutting because there's a lot of hearts on this card. All right, and then lastly, Whisper White. Well, lastly in cardstock, we still have our DSP. I'll say I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2, and then we need 3 3/4 by 5. 3 3/4 by 5. That's for our inside sentiment. Alrighty. Now our DSP, lastly, is, and like I said, I cut this. Yours should be a 6 by 6 piece. And we're going to cut this, it is 2 1/4 by 5 1/8. So is this already cut? No, this is 2. So I need 2 1/4. And this is a vertical card, so you do want your pattern going this way when you cut 2 1/4. And then 5 1/8. 5 1/8. Okay, cute little snails. And while we have our trimmer out, I'm so surprised I even remembered this. I usually forget it and have to do it later. I'm going to use our scoring blade. Score this at 4 1/4. Make sure you're not using your cutting blade. Score at 4 1/4, and then you're going to fold away and get our bone folder out so we can crease that fold and make it nice and creased. All right, there's our card base. I know we won't be stamping that. Really, the only thing that we're going to stamp is the Whisper White. So we got white, and somewhere we have a, oh, maybe I haven't gotten it out yet. We also need one of those labels. And those are in your little goodie bag. So you can get 2 out. You have 2 for each card, but you might only need 1. But I get 2 just in case. So we'll stamp on that. This is all going to go away because I don't want to get ink on it. So I'll put all this away for now. So I have my Stamparatus. And this is going to be in real red ink. So I'll put my Bermuda Bay down beneath here. I'll I've got my 4x6 window sheet. Put that in the corner, the top right corner. And I have my piece of scratch paper that I have put just a tiny bit of little snail or Stampin' Seal on there to keep it sticky. I'll put my label on there. We'll use that in just a minute. For our stamps, looks like we'll use lots of heart for sent with lots of heart. And then Happy Valentine's Day. This didn't have a Happy Valentine's Day. And that's why I suggested you get the heart to heart. And it actually worked out that I used several sentiments from this. So I hope you did get it, or you have something similar that you can use. So let's go ahead and get our Happy Valentine's Day, which has been used a bit. You can tell because it's pink. And I've used the red ink. Set this aside for now. Happy Valentine's Day. Whoops. Sticking to my plastic. It's so sticky, it's sticking to my plastic. All right. Never had that happen before. That is one sticky stamp. All right, so real red. Make our image here so we'll know where to place our cardstock. Move that aside. Now this is a vertical or portrait card, so we want to put it in this way, not that way. If you put it in that way, you'll be very disappointed. And I also see that we also use the heart stamp, which I forgot about. So we want to use, let's grab that heart stamp. So we're going to use this heart stamp and the Sent with Love stamp. Heart stamp, sent with lots of heart stamp. So the only reason we need to get this stamp out right now, so we just make sure we leave enough room there to, when we put our Happy Valentine's Day, leave enough room here because it's not in the center. It's kind of to the left. So Happy Valentine's Day. That should leave enough room. So I'm going to put this down and remove my stamps. I'll get those later. I'll ink up my stamp again. Make sure I get it good. Happy Valentine's Day. Oop, my V didn't do it all the way. Okay, I'm just going to lightly do that again. So I have a nice bright, bold red ink for Valentine's Day. Yay! Now I'm going to clean off. I get my wettest one. Clean off this stamp. And I'll clean off my Happy Valentine's Day with my chamois. Okay. And I'll clean off my fingers with the other chamois that's not got ink on it. Dry them off. Okay, so I'm done with this one. Now I am going to, I cleaned that off, but it's still got ink on it. I don't want it to transfer to my card. All right. This time I'm going to put it in the corner that way. I don't normally do that. But this is going to help me line it up. I'm going to use the grid paper underneath to make sure that's straight. I'm going to pick it up. Oh wow, these these photopolymer stamps are sticky, sticky. And I'm gonna ink that up with some red, real red. Stamp on my plastic. Now, make sure I have no ink on my hands, or I will be crying. Okay. Okay, I just had the fire rescue in front of my house, so I had to take a little break there. Oh my goodness, it's my neighbor. They took the gurney in to get them. Hope they're okay. Okay, so this is our hearts. And I'm going to do that again. See, that's what's great about this Stamparatus. You can do so much with it, especially if you're a beginning stamper. And should I don't know. I really like those hearts to be a deep, deep red. So one more time, just for good measure. All right, that is nice. Very happy with that. Now I get to clean all this beautiful red ink up. It is gorgeous, but it's also messy. But that's okay. It washes off eventually. It eventually comes off. So now we're going to do our label. So we're done with this. We'll do our label. So we'll get our 4x6 sheet back out. It still has some ink on it. Okay. So this time I'll put it back in the horizontal position. And lots of heart, sending lots of heart. Put that back in the corner. Ink it up with my real red. Sending lots of heart. Sent with lots of heart. I'm going to slide this underneath. And then when I have it centered, I'm going to put this down and put this down. Ink this up again. Stamp my image, and I think I'll do it one more time since that's the front. I do want it to be a nice bright red. All right, beautiful. So clean up again my inky mess I made. And clean up my fingers just in case. Oh, I better clean my plastic too. Good. So we're done with our stamping. Put my ink away. Put my stamps away, put my stamp apparatus away. Okay, so we got quite a bit of die cutting to do, as you might imagine, from the looks of the card. So I know we're going to be die cutting this, and not that. We're going to be die cutting this. We will die cut that, actually. We're going to be die cutting this, and this, and this, and this. So yeah, we're going to be doing some die cutting. And so first off, you can see that this is like inlaid. So what I did is I took my real red and I die cut it with, I call this the multi-heart die, assorted heart die. That's what it is on the PDF. This is the assorted heart die because it has assorted sizes of hearts. I'm going to put this to the left. It's not going to be in the center. It's going to be kind of to the left side. And to hold that in place, I'm going to use some of my, I probably don't need a piece quite that big. Just to hold it in place, I'm going to put some there. Put my other on top. And then I'm going to feed it through my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Now this makes cute little hearts, but we're not going to use these hearts this time. Gently pull that off so I don't damage it. And get all the cardstock out of there. Now these hearts you can save or put somewhere. You don't need them for what we're going to do. I'm actually just going to pitch mine. I know that's terrible. All right, so I found the easiest thing to do, the easiest way to do this. Go ahead and get your your card base, and this is going to go on our piece of Bermuda base. So, and you know, I normally would use, well, I'm going to be brave. Normally I would use glue, but I'm going to be brave. See if I can get this on here. There's just a 1/16 of an inch all around. Oh, thank goodness. So this and this are going to go on here, but some of this is going to go, some of the red is going to go below this. So it looks like there's an 1/8 of an inch all around. So I'm going to, I will use glue for this. I will, because I want to, I'm going to put dots of glue near the edge in the front where these hearts are. And then I'm just going to put some dots of glue here. Okay, looks good. So like I said, 1/8 of an inch all around. Very good. That's what's great about the glue. It lets you make up your mind. And then we can go ahead and put this on. This I will again chance with my seal. And I'm going to put it, I want to make sure that it's even with the red, but I also want to get 1/8 of an inch all around. There. Perfecto. Now, what we're going to do next, if we go ahead and do this first, what we do next will be make things so much easier for us. So now we need to do the yellow, yellow. This strip of yellow, we're going to die cut it also with that same die of assorted hearts. Get it in there. And this time we're only going to use the inside of the hearts. I mean the outline of the hearts. So the reason I wanted to do this first is you can see that way I can kind of know what goes where. So I know this heart goes here, this heart goes there. It looks like I'm missing a heart. Oh, okay, here we go. I think this one is supposed to be there. Yeah, okay. So what we need is this outlines, the outline. So there. Now I'm surprised I didn't do this with, I don't know why I didn't do that with, so I'm going to go ahead, I should have done this with adhesive backing. I do believe. Tell you what, let's go ahead and just set these aside. Let's not put them in. I designed this a while ago, so I've kind of forgotten how I did this. But there must have been a reason why I didn't think I needed. And I think I know what it is. So I'm matching up the outline of the heart. There. So that one goes there. We don't need these little yellow hearts for this project. So now we're going to get our Bermuda Bay, the thinner Bermuda Bay. Get our hearts back here. This time we're going to use the inside of the heart. Okay. Oops, it moved. All right, here we go. It slides on that paper so bad. Okay. And again, I'm going to make sure my hearts stay in place where they belong, because if you don't, you'll really have a hard time matching them up. All right. I don't need these here, although they're cute. I don't need them. Okay. So here's the deal. I think what I did, now I know what I did and it's too late. What I did is I put a strip, some Stampin' Seal on the pink before I put the red on. So you know what we're gonna do instead? That would have been smart, wouldn't it? Yeah. We're going to use some of our glue, and we're just going to glue a tiny bit there. We're going to put this down. Careful not to get it gooey. And then we're going to come get this heart, because we know this heart goes here. Oops. Yeah, what I did before was really the better way to do it. But this works too. Okay. Just be careful not to get it too much or get it on the side. And this is going to go here. If you get it on the front, we can take it off later, which I think you will. And darn it, I wish I'd remembered what I did before. That was pretty cool, but so just a tiny bit of glue. It's like putting together a puzzle. Oops, it's sticking to my fingers. And wipe my hands on get some of that sticky off. So I'm just putting a little on there and then I'm moving it around. This is going to go here. This is a bit of work, but I think it's a nice touch, and it's actually a nice look. Just be careful not to use too much glue. Okay. Almost done. Getting down to the bottom. Okay, and then lastly, all right, that's that. Get my glue off my hands. Now, like I said, if you get any glue on here, once it's dry, you can take a clean pencil eraser and just gently erase the glue. It'll erase right off. Okay, now we're ready to do some more hearts. We got to do these two big hearts here. Bigger hearts. They're not big, but they're bigger. So you remember I told you this is my medium heart. It has only one cutting edge. And then this is the double edge. It has two cutting edges on that heart there. So we need both of these. And we need this, which I call my perforated heart, because it has a little perforated holes. So for the medium heart without only one cutting edge, we're going to do Bermuda Bay and Real Red. Okay, so let's do that. Bermuda Bay and Real Red with our one medium single edge, cutting edge heart. And make sure that it stays put because it will want to move. Oh gee, come on. I think it's warping. I think that's the problem. It's warped up. Turn it around. Let's turn it around. All right. Those acrylic plates do warp sometimes, and they make it hard for it to go in. All right, so we got our red one. Now we're going to do our Bermuda Bay, that same die. Oh gee, did I go ahead and do that same thing again? Come on. All right, second heart. Now, these two hearts are going to get trying to remember. These two hearts are I'm going to die cut them with the perforated heart. So I'm basically putting the perforated heart in the center here. And just make sure that it's a little bit to the right. All right, that looks good. So I'll put that in here. Whoops. Paper again, giving me fits. Okay, and then so this is just going to put holes in the Bermuda Bay like this. Gently pull that off. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same with the real red. I need to get rid of those little holes. I'm going to need to get that stuff out of those holes. Those tiny little pieces of cardstock. Okay. Now, I'll do this again. I feel like I'm not in camera. There we go. Line it up. And that looks good. Get my little plates back over here. Gotta get my plastic plates straight. Okay. Now we have our red. And I have those little tiny little things everywhere. You probably do too. Get them out of my die so I don't forget about them. Good. All right, so let me clean all these tiny little dots up. They will drive me crazy otherwise. It's like confetti, tiny little confetti. Now, the double-edged heart, a heart with two edges, two cutting edges. We're gonna do that one next. Okay, we're gonna do our yellow, our Daffodil Delight. I mean, not our yellow, our Daffodil Delight. Get that in there straight. We're actually going to use both. We're going to use that, and then we're going to also use this. And then we're also going to do our Blushing Bride, the double edge. We're going to use both of those. Now let me see, is that all of our die cutting? I believe so. I think that's everything. Awesome. We can put our little Stampin' Cut and Boss away. So this is the way I got that is I put this heart behind the red one so that the pink shows through. And I put this heart behind the Bermuda Bay so the Daffodil Delight shows through. So I'm just going to put some on the back. I'm going to put some dots of glue. I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to ooze around. Stay away from the edge. Step away from the edge. And look. Doesn't that look nice? Gives it brightens it up. Same thing with this one. Put some dots of glue here in the center, not too much. And I got too close to the edge there, but I think it'll be okay. And then we're going to put our yellow behind it. Wonderful. Okay. Now, this is not going to be as fun, but it's doable. So this is going to go on the front, but guess what? We're going to have to put glue on it. Now, if you have the fine tip glue pen, you might want to use that. I found that I could put just tiny things of glue. And when I mean tiny, I mean like I'm just touching this and a little bit is running out onto the thing, like little pinhead. Not even pinhead, like the tip of a pen. So because I'm using so many, I don't have to use as much. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, because if you remember from other classes I've told you, this actually dries to become removable. Once it's dry, it becomes a removable surface or adhesive. And if we let it dry a little bit, it won't ooze as much. Okay, so we're gonna let those dry. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're going to go ahead and do some other things. Let's put this on our real red panel. It's got that beautiful real red ink. Eighth of an inch all around. Let's go ahead and put it inside our card. Let's put it inside the card that doesn't already have a sentiment on the inside. And this one is about 1/8 of an inch all around. as well. Now we have, this is the back of our little Scent with Lots of Heart. We'll put some glue on this. Oops, that's a little bit too much. It's going to ooze. Let me spread it around a little bit. This is going to go here. Scent with Lots of Heart. Whoops. That is ready to stick. It's saying, I'm ready. Stick me. Okay, I will. Let me finish this one first. Okay. Scent with Lots of Heart. So it's telling me it's ready to be stuck. So here we go. This one's going on the red one. Just going to put it at that V. Use the V as my, and then just kind of walk it around. Press it down when you're done. And then this one is going to go over here. Get that. Get it. I think it's best to do it in the V. Start in the V. And move it around if you need to, so it covers the heart. Okay, I've got some water sponge over here that I'm using. Okay. Almost done, guys. So now I remember, let me see. The red heart is just flat on there. And this one is put on with some dimensionals. And this one is put on with mini dimensionals. Right there. So just kind of put it where you think you're going to want it. You know, kind of say, oh, well, that looks good. You don't want it to come too far over here because you don't want to hide too many of those little. It looks like that was lower. And then this. And then this was higher. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so let me, am I going to use glue on that? Yeah, because I want to be able to move it. So I'm going to kind of look at the other one. It's about a ½ an inch from the top, from the edge of that top. And it slides over to the edge here. So ½ an inch here. On the edge there, kind of cockeyed, just a bit, not much. This one is like this way. So I'm only gonna put these on the side that's not going to be touching the other heart. These little, what are these called? You know what they are. My mind has gone blank, or maybe my mind has just gone. Okay, and I'm going to put some glue here on this side to keep that down. Remove these. And the dimensionals, little mini Stampin' dimensionals. It comes eventually. Okay. And as I said, this is kind of, you don't want it to cover up your hearts. You want it to be kind of cockeyed too. And then this is going to be put on with dimensionals as well. I use the little ones because they're not as tall as the regular ones, so that's why I like to use the mini ones. I was so glad when they came out with the mini ones. I haven't always had the mini ones. They're perfect. Okay, I've used quite a few. That's fine. I want it to be nice and straight and sturdy. I don't want it sagging. So this is actually, this label comes from the stitched rectangle dies that we sell. It's the smallest of the long rectangles. It's really a good set to get. I use it a lot. So this is going to hang over a little bit over here, about 1/4 inch. And let me look at this. Where do I want this? I want it to be, I guess right there looks good. It's a little low. Yeah, it's a little low. Oh no. Me wanting changing it, I don't know if that's gonna work. I found that if you twist rather than pull, you're better off. And look, I lost some of them. I think I can retrieve them though. Hopefully you don't have to do this. And if you're not a perfectionist, you won't have to. Okay, there we go. There's our card, ladies, and thank you so much for joining me to make this. Oh, not done yet. There's one last thing, and it's so tiny I almost forgot. You got some of these resin hearts here. You've got some. We didn't use the white ones in our. I don't believe we used the white ones. Maybe we did, but I gave you some white ones anyway. Unless we use it in our last project, which we might. I think we do actually use the white ones in our last project. So I'm just going to put one of these little hearts up there. See, it just adds just enough that you wouldn't even think about it. But when you put it there, it really like, boom, does it. All right, now, thank you for joining me. And I hope that you will check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, to see what current Create Kit I'm offering. Bye now.